Hi, my name is Alice Brown, and you're watching Scrumptious Table. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, my husband and I are going to go pick some berries and flowers at this garden. I heard about it from a friend of mine and thought it sounded like a lot of fun. So we're gonna go pick some berries today, and hopefully we will pick enough that I can show you a recipe at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and get into it. Once we got there, we found out that we were too late for berry picking, so we just let Maddie play for a little while before heading home. Alright, so we're on our way again. The other day we went all the way to the berry field and found out that we went at the wrong time of day. So we decided to wait till Saturday. So we're on our way again, and hopefully we can get some berries picked and maybe even some flowers too. We'll see. I love these moments in the car where Caleb and I just get to have a conversation with each other. It's definitely one of my favorite things. It sort of feels like a mini date to me because we just get to talk to each other, and there's really nothing else taking our attention unless the girls are upset or something. But it's one of my favorite times, is getting to just chat with him in the car. After we paid for our berry basket, we got on this tram that took us all the way over to where the berries were at. And while we were driving, it was just, the wind was blowing, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful day. I couldn't have hoped for anything better. Over here, they had this fun play area for kids with sort of a petting zoo place and a place where you could sit down and eat your lunch, and it was just really cute. We didn't end up going over here, but I think if we go back, we will definitely check that out, and that will be a lot of fun. So these trees over here are apple trees, and I was thinking it would be so much fun to come back in the fall and come pick apples when they are ripe. And I'm not sure if you can see these flowers, but they were so beautiful. I really wanted to pick some. And all of the blueberries were very red and sour. I think we found a couple that were blue and sweet, but mostly the blueberries were picked through and not really ready to be picked anymore. You're trying to pick the red ones? Yeah, those match your dress. They had so many berries that were ready to be picked. We picked sort of the middle ground of baskets to fill, and I think next time we could definitely go with the bigger basket because it didn't take us very long to fill ours up. And I'd love to have just a stocked freezer of berries for us to put in smoothies and in baked goods and all of that. But next year I would love to come pick blueberries and get our freezer stocked full of those, because blueberries are definitely my favorite. But these blackberries were so good. right, so we had a great time berry picking. We didn't end up having time for picking any flowers, but they had some gorgeous flowers out there, and I was actually pretty sad that we couldn't get some. So maybe we'll go back sometime and get some flowers from there. But they also have apples and pumpkins for the fall, and just a bunch of things that you can pick yourself, and I think we will be going there again. It was a really fun family activity. It was such a good time there. So now I'm going to figure out a recipe to make with these blackberries. I'm thinking muffins because I don't really like blackberry pie, but muffins would be a really good way to use up these fresh berries. And then anything we don't use for the muffins, I think Maddie and I are just gonna snack on because they are just so yummy. So let's get in the house and we're gonna wash these up and get them ready to bake. I was trying to be very gentle with these berries because they are very ripe and would bruise very easily. And after I filled up the bowl with water, I just wanted to get out all of the gunk stuff, the extra leaves and everything before I got the berries out. And we did pick a few blueberries, but not very many because there weren't very many ripe ones. And it ended up all of these blueberries that we picked were very sour, so it wasn't really worth picking them anyway, but we got plenty of blackberries and they were all very good and sweet, except maybe one or two that Maddie picked, and she picked a couple red ones. After I washed and dried the berries, Maddie and I kind of snacked on these for a while throughout the day while they were drying. But then in the evening, I made some muffins, and I realized after I started making them that I didn't have any eggs. So I went ahead and got some chia seeds and ground them up and added water to them, just enough water to make it an egg consistency, and that worked really well. Often when I'm baking, I will just put the dry ingredients directly on top of the wet ingredients and just give it a little bit of a mix before mixing the wet and dry ingredients. That way I don't have to get out another bowl and have more dishes to do. But if it's a very picky recipe and you need to have the dry ingredients mixed beforehand, then I would recommend using a separate bowl. Next, I was just working on putting these parchment papers into the muffin tins, and they weren't looking exactly like I wanted them to, so I trimmed off the edges a little bit and made them look a little bit more pretty. Now these blackberries were very big, so I only put a few blackberries in each muffin tin, but I really think I could have stuffed it full of berries and it would have been a lot better. Once I finished the muffins, there were still a lot of blackberries left, so I just put them on a sheet pan flat and I froze them. And then once they were completely frozen, I put them into a Ziploc baggie. And the reason I did that is because if I froze them immediately in the Ziploc bag, they would have become just a clump of berries and I wouldn't have been able to get them apart very easily. So that's what I did with the rest, and I will probably be using that for smoothies in the future. Anyway, I'm just so thankful that God allowed it to be beautiful weather that day. The wind was just a welcome relief to any humidity that there was. Every day since then has been so hot, so I'm just thankful that we got to take advantage of that beautiful day. I also just loved being outside and seeing God's beautiful creation and the way that He designed for things to grow and to be able to eat things that grow from the ground. I just think it's a miracle from God that He allowed us to have such beautiful and lovely things. Speaking of beautiful, the red of the berries before they were ripe was just the prettiest red I've ever seen. So just being outside and enjoying God's beautiful creation was such a blessing. I don't do that enough. We hardly have anything outside at home to do. I mean, I could take the girls on walks and stuff, but with the heat, it really becomes unbearable sometimes. But I'm hoping to do a lot more in the fall outdoors and to get the girls out and just enjoy it a little bit more. If you have any ideas for outdoor activities with a toddler and a baby, I would definitely take any suggestions you have. With that, I will go ahead and end this video, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any suggestions of videos you'd like to see me do, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time.